Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? Uh, I'm not gonna do the whole song. I'm John Stark, MacMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and this is my second look at the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Why am I doing this? You may or may not be aware, but Netflix has the Sandy Cheeks movie, which is a SpongeBob universe film. So it gave me the perfect time and reason to go back and look at the other films in the SpongeBob universe, which I assumed were all on Paramount Plus with audio description. I was wrong. This was on Max with audio description. But I don't know, the world just doesn't make any sense anymore. So SpongeBob, the movie, is on Max. Beverly Hills Cop, which is a Paramount franchise. Act Left was on Netflix, where Sandy Cheeks is. Like, Paramount isn't making sequels to their own franchises anymore. They're so poor. Batman is on Amazon? What is happening? I feel like Disney's going to start loaning out Star Wars to somebody else now. Just be like, hey, Sony, do you want to make a Star Wars movie? Just, whatever. It's just like, what? I don't know. I don't know. It's very weird. So yeah, brand management, the things that would make sense for you to be able to find them when you're like, oh, I know who owns this franchise. Of course I do. And then you go there and it's like, it's not here. Where the fuck is it? Oh, that's right. It's over here. Because that makes complete and total sense. Anyway, so yeah, as I mentioned, this movie has audio description. It is also the 20th anniversary of the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, which makes this sort of interesting. Not really celebrating the 20th, I just think it's interesting. I also think it's like the 25th anniversary of SpongeBob. I think he premiered in 1999. I think that's why we have SpongeBob DocuPants, which I hear is a thing and I really want to watch it. So yes, I'm way off track. I realized that. I've got a purple hat on backwards, baseball cap, black sunglasses, and a Green Lantern shirt. Yeah, I'm a SpongeBob fan, but I'm not like overly like, oh my God. Some people are just, they're nuts with it, and the SpongeBob quotes, and I get it. You're younger than I am, and he hit it the right time for you. For me, it was a different set of Nicktoon shows. Sort of like kind of at the moment when I was growing up and watching more adult-oriented fare and less cartoons was around when SpongeBob premiered. The fact that I'm even somewhat aware and have seen, I would say, more than a handful of SpongeBob episodes. I used to actually own like I was trying to like watch SpongeBob. I think I owned like season 1 on DVD. Then I just didn't like pursue it after that. But yeah, like I tried. Like I'm trying to get into it. This is fine. I think my favorite part about the SpongeBob SquarePants movie has nothing to do with the movie itself, but everything to do with the fact that when this released, it had a yellow DVD case, which most people would not know, especially in the blind community. But that's just like unreal. Like, I mean, just, you get like white, black. I don't know if I have any other colors. Maybe there's like I mean, there are like steel books and stuff like that are like silverish. But as far as like a bright color like that, I don't think I have another bright colored DVD case. So for me, it's like if I ever want to watch SpongeBob, I have somebody in the house and they're like, which movie do you want to watch? I'm like, find the one with the yellow case. Put it in. You won't have to search through it. Just find the one with the yellow case. You don't have to look through title. It's got a yellow case on it. So this is the extension of SpongeBob movie, which opens up kind of cool with SpongeBob taking like the art of burger making really seriously. He's like, look at me, man. No, we're not. We're gonna get this done. I'm gonna get you. We get you out of here. And it's very cinematic at the beginning. You're like, what did I drop into? What's happening here? It just evolves into this plot with the king and his crown is missing, and blames SpongeBob, and SpongeBob and Patrick have to go find the crown, and David Hasselhoff is here, and they ride on the back of David Hasselhoff. And which was kind of a cool shot at the time. It's a really cool gimmick. Actually, it's probably the first thing I remember from this film is David Hasselhoff, which is a very weird thing to remember about a SpongeBob movie. But of all the specific jokes and references, David Hasselhoff would be the one that I would remember. I've seen this a couple of times. I'm not gonna say I've seen this a lot. This might be my third time or fourth time through this. So, yeah, it's a fun adventure. Plankton is a fun villain. I think about how far this franchise has come. Like, it was a TV series that launched a movie that was wildly successful and oddly didn't have a sequel for a long time. And then all of a sudden there was SpongeBob Sponge on the Run. And then later on there was the third SpongeBob movie, which had the unfortunate task of opening around the pandemic. It still got a theatrical release, but I don't think most people realize that. It just kind of ended up mostly on home video. But it was what's the name of the third? Anyway, yeah, so it's all there. And now you have Camp Coral. I swear I fever dreamed the Patrick Star Show for a while. Like, I don't know if that was a thing. I feel like that was a thing. There's a SpongeBob musical. I own SpongeBob stuff somewhere. I don't know where. That's the problem, is that I was like, I could do SpongeBob swag for this video. I was like, I don't know where it is. I have like a giant SpongeBob doll that I don't know where it is. Like, I put it away because it's like, I'm 40. I don't need a giant SpongeBob doll, but now I don't know where it is. It's somewhere. I live near Universal Orlando, so it's really easy to get that kind of stuff. That kind of merch, that level of merch is just everywhere. Yeah, I don't know if this is a review or not, but it's sort of a review. Does anybody care what I say about SpongeBob the movie? I just mainly wanted to talk about the audio description. That was the primary reason for doing this. So the audio description is delightful. It's a narrator that was chosen and meant for a young audience, made for kids, and I love that. Because even if you're an adult who loves SpongeBob, you're not going to like throw shade at having audio description that plays to a younger audience on this type of a film. Because if anything, this franchise has been around long enough that you might even have kids of your own and you're trying to share this experience of SpongeBob. That's so weird to think. You know what I'm saying? It's so weird to think that you may actually have kids who are young now and you're trying to share the SpongeBob experience with them. Isn't that weird? Like, I could easily have a child who I'm trying to get into SpongeBob, and I'm like, hey, do you want to watch the SpongeBob movie? And then suddenly they're into SpongeBob. Generationally, some of these franchises have lasted so long. Like, you can really do that. Like The Simpsons. Think about how long The Simpsons has been on, and how somebody probably started as a kid, and they started a family, and then their kids started watching The Simpsons because they watched The Simpsons. Maybe even their grandkids watch The Simpsons. I don't know. But yeah, these franchises that have they've never stopped running. They're still just going. And now you have Camp Coral, which I feels like it's meant for younger kids. Anyway, I tried watching it. It felt like it was made for younger kids than SpongeBob was. SpongeBob is kind of the silly stuff that Nicktoons was really into in the 90s. And Camp Coral just has a different vibe to it. But yeah, I thought the description was really well done. I don't know why it's on Max and not on Paramount Plus. It's so weird. Anyway, I'm gonna see the Sandy Cheeks movie, and I wanted I wanted to have something to pair with it. So, congratulations, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Now I've talked about you. Didn't think I was going to ever have to do that, but we're here now. And we're doing it because you had audio description on Max. I'm going to leave now. This is a very weird review. I don't know what I can bring to the table critically to the SpongeBob universe. Well, the plot structure and the way that cinematography is shot. No one cares. No one has ever cared about SpongeBob with that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter what the Rotten Tomato score is on SpongeBob SquarePants. It could be 0, and people would still watch this movie. Yeah, it's my grade could be whatever. No one cares. So here you go. My grade is a B+. I think as far as a film spinoff, it works. And we've had some that didn't. Around the same time, they tried to make a Teacher's Pet movie, which I think is one of the worst things I've ever seen. Like, the dog ends up in like a relationship with the mom, and like I'm like, what is happening in this film? So anyway, SpongeBob is fun and silly and goofy and always is, and I think spreads a lot of kindness. And we could all use a little bit of that. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And enjoy living in that pineapple under the sea. See you guys on the other side.